How has video streaming affected the way we watch video?
Will Ferrell's latest act has taken him away from the bright lights of Hollywood and onto a professional baseball field.
Will today be as nice as yesterday? Find out with me, Catherine Abreu, on our weather forecast.
Good afternoon and welcome to BCTV Channel 99, your only local student-produced news show,
where we bring you the latest news, sports, and weather. I'm your host, Joanna Tejeda.
And I'm Amber Veras.
250,000 people in a tropical paradise in South Pacific are living through a slow-motion nightmare right now. People in Vanuatu say they are keeping their heads down and their hopes up, waiting for a monster storm to pass. Cyclone Pam, a Category 5 storm, is one of the strongest to ever hit the South Pacific.
A News Nielsen report on audience behavior shows streaming services like Netflix or Amazon are growing in popularity with Americans. 4 in 10 households with traditional televisions have an online streaming account like Netflix or Amazon. The study found mostly young and middle-aged households, along with families, log on to watch programming. Media giants like Time Warner and Viacom are trying to get in on the streaming frenzy by offering video subscriptions directly to consumers that do not require cable providers.
Children in the hospital need all the diversions they can get. One hospital uses beads. We'll explain why.
There are glass beads, ceramic beads, shiny plastic beads, but this is no jewelry store. This is the Aflac Cancer Center at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Each one of these beads represents some sort of treatment for a child with cancer, all part of a nationwide program called Beads of Courage. These particular strands belong to 7-year-old Gage Tanner.
It gives him something to look forward to and something to do, and we're in the hospital and he can bead his strings.
In the 2 years since he was diagnosed, Gage has taken more than 500 chemo treatments, and for each one, he got a bead. He's also gotten a bunch for stays in the ICU, IV sticks, physical therapy, and losing his hair.
You know, for some kids, it's a way for them to kind of, without putting into words, show what they've been through. For really young kids who are going through this, it's a way for their parents to kind of record this and show them at a later time.
And that's especially important for Gage, whose twin brother Gavin isn't always with him at the hospital. But through it all, he has been a trooper. I'm Michaela Pereira.
Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks, your days may be numbered. Martha Stewart has entered the coffee business. The queen of all things home and entertainment just opened the first Martha Stewart Cafe in New York City. 73-year-old Martha Stewart tells People magazine the shop is inspired by her world travels and is the perfect place for a perfectly handcrafted cup of coffee or tea. The pastries are supplied by a handful of known chefs and bakeries like Chickalicious and Balthazar. A pastry or a cup of Fancy Joe from Martha's will cost you about $5 or less.
What a deal. It's not official, but it looks like a village in Italy has set all-time record for the most snow in 24 hours. Capricotta got just over 100 inches of snow over the past 18 hours on Thursday. That's according to the Italian weather website, MeteoWeb. The town has about 1,000 residents and sits at an altitude of 4,662 feet. According to the MeteoWeb, the town is prone to heavy one-day snowfalls. The World Meteorological Organization will confirm whether the snowfall actually surpassed the 24-hour snowfall record. Silver Lake, Colorado set that record in 1921 with just over 75 inches of snow.
The National Weather Service has issued a blizzard warning for Hawaii's Big Island. It's more mountain summits above 11,500 feet and runs through Thursday evening. Meteorologists say snow, ice, and freezing fog are possible, along with very strong winds. They predict snow accumulations of between 5 inches and 8 inches.
Don't go away. When we come back, it's Dalton with sports.
You're watching Channel 99 BCTV, the #1 student-produced show, where we provide you with news, interviews, segments, weather, and sports. Contact us at www.facebook.com/channel99. Follow us on Instagram at channel_99. Follow us on Twitter at BCTV Channel 99. Or you can email us at channel99@hasdk12.org. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
Wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
Into Morris. 5.
It was not as big as the first 2 days of free agency, but the last big name signed a deal. DeMarco Murray is an Eagle. After he signed a 5-year, $42 million deal with the Eagles, Murray said in his press conference that the Eagles are his best chance to win a Super Bowl. Also, the Eagles signed running back Ryan Matthews to a 3-year, $11.5 million contract. Here we are with the NBA, with the Cavaliers and the Spurs. LeBron returns to San Antonio for the first time since last season's finals as the Cavs take on the Spurs. Here we are in the fourth quarter, 110-107 San Antonio. The Spurs are up 3 with seconds remaining, and Tony Parker misses a jumper, but Kawhi Leonard gets the rebound and is fouled. Kyrie Irving can't believe it. 110-107 Spurs. It's 110-107 San Antonio in the fourth. And Leonard would miss both free throws, and the rebound is tapped out to Irving. 110-107 Spurs. Here we are in the fourth, 110-107 Spurs, and with 3.1 seconds left, LeBron inbounds to Irving, and Ivering, with the hesitation dribble, pulls up and hits the three at the buzzer. We're going overtime at 1:10 apiece. Here we are in overtime, 1:13. In overtime, Ivering drives and gets the contact and hits the runner off the glass for his 51st point and the lead. 116-113 Cavs. Overtime, 122-120 Cleveland. And with under a minute left, LeBron pulls up and hits the game-stealing three, but Ivering would be graduated for a career-high 57 points. The final score was 128-125 Cavs. Ivering had 57 points, 20 of 32 from the field, including 7 for 7 from three-point range, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. LeBron had 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. A court hearing is underway in South Africa where lawyers for Oscar Pistorius are trying to have a state appeal thrown out. They object to the fact that the prosecutors are challenging the verdict from the original trial, not guilty of murder, but guilty of culpable homicide. Pistorius is serving a 5-year jail sentence for killing his girlfriend, Ravine Steenkamp. Here's the play of the day. Seconds left in the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament between Texas and Iowa State. Monte Morris hits the fadeaway jumper as the buzzer goes off, and Iowa State advances in the tournament by winning 69-67.
Teams in the Cleveland Cavaliers streaking in the East.
Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow soon with some more sports. Okay, there we go.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
French fries. Finding best potatoes.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Are you tired of watching the same old boring news every day of the week? Then tune into Channel 99 News, the best news in Hazelton. Watch us live Tuesdays through Fridays at 2 p.m. We cover everything from news to sports to weather and entertainment. Will you be watching?
And now an interview with Amber Virez.
Hi, my name is Amber Virez, and I'm here with our local Gift of Life Community Relations Coordinator, Susan Kumar. Susan has brought her guests, Mel Talmadge, kidney transplant recipient, and Paul Pancala, donor family. They are making students aware of organ donation and all of its advantages, going to schools all around the district, and agreed to do an interview with us today. Hey Susan, could you tell us a little bit about what you do and what your part is in this program?
Sure, Amber. Thanks for having us. My name is Susan Kumar, and I'm a Community Relations Coordinator with Gift of Life Donor Program. We spoke to the juniors at Hazleton High School and also the Career Center today, and we're encouraging them to get the organ donor designation on their driver's license. We have more than 6,000 people right here in our region who are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant.
Wow. So, Paul, could you tell us what you do, what your part is in this program?
I volunteer with the Gift of Life. I've been volunteering since 2008. My son was an organ donor. He was an 11th grade student at the high school when he had passed away, and shortly thereafter, I had become a volunteer. Paul did donate his organs and did save 5 lives in the process.
Wow.
So I come out and I speak when I can, and I love to speak to the students here at the high school because this is our home.
And Mel, would you like to tell us?
I'm Mel Talmadge, and I'm a kidney transplant recipient. I was first diagnosed with kidney disease in 1998. I went on kidney dialysis in 2004, and I was on dialysis 5 years and received a transplant in 2009. And so this June will be 6 years I'm post-transplant. So I try to pay forward my good luck with by speaking and volunteering and helping anywhere I can, not just with Gift of Life, but with others, anyone who'll listen, basically. So.
That's really amazing. So, Susan, could you tell us why it's important to donate?
Absolutely. So we have thousands of people all across the country, more than 123,000, who are waiting right now, this minute, for a life-saving organ transplant. And unfortunately, 21 people die every day on the waiting list because they didn't get the transplant they needed to save their life. Here in Pennsylvania, more than 400 people pass away each year waiting for an organ transplant. And by this time tomorrow, another 120 people will have been added to the waiting list. So the list continues to grow, and we're just trying to get as many organ donors as possible to save those lives. One of the things that prevents people from getting the designation on their driver's license is the myth that if they're in an accident, they won't get saved. And that's not true because paramedics, EMTs, they're going to do everything they can to save you. Mm-hmm. In fact, a patient needs really excellent care throughout their illness or their injury for them to be able to become an organ donor, for those organs to be recovered and used for another patient. So that's one of the myths that we try to dispel to encourage people to become organ donors.
I'm glad you mentioned that because actually that's something that a lot of people wonder about, and that's why they're kind of on the fence about it because they feel like they won't do everything they can to save you because they need those organs.
If that myth were true, we wouldn't have 6,000 people right here in our region on the waiting list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can speak to that. When I was rolled into the operating room for my transplant, I was still awake and aware. They hadn't put me under yet. Okay. And in that operating room, there was upwards of 20 people. And for 20 people to get together and decide that a donor would, to end the life of a donor so that they could possibly, because they're not always successful, so they could possibly save the life of someone else is just, to get 20 people that you don't know. Yeah. These teams are put together just for operations. They don't know each other, nurses and anesthesiologists and doctors and stuff. For them to get together and make a collusion to do this is just, it's just incredibly not possible.
Paul can speak to this issue as well.
Yes, my son had been in a car accident and was life-flighted to the hospital, and he, was pronounced brain dead after 3 days. At no point during the hospital stay did they say, do you want to donate his organs? We didn't even consider it. We didn't even know it was an option until after he had passed away, which is when we were then approached by Gift of Life, who explained the process, and they give you the option to donate or not donate. And Paul did not have an organ donor. He was not a driver's license, had a driver's license, so he did not have a designation yet. So we had to make the decision. So there was no lack of effort on the doctor's part to try to save his life. In fact, I can speak very highly for the doctors at the Geisinger Danville Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, because if I think out of anybody on the planet, they would have been able to save his life if it was possible. So there's no, the myth is totally untrue. And I was probably one of the people that believed that myth up until that point, because I was not an organ donor until after my son passed away. So it's definitely not, it is a myth.
Okay, so there was something I was actually had a question about. So it doesn't always work. The donation, like if a donor decides to give his organs, that organ might not work for that person?
Well, we do everything through our screening process to try to guarantee a successful outcome. So the organs get matched according to blood type and according to the size and weight of the individual, and all sorts of different factors depending on the organ. And the patients waiting for transplant go through screening as well to try to make sure that we're going to have a successful outcome. And it's a delicate balance matching the organs, because also you want to be able to give it to the sickest person who really needs the organ, but they have to be healthy enough to be able to survive the transplant surgery and go through the recovery process.
Right. Well, thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciated just you guys coming and reaching out and telling us about your program. I'm Amber Veras, and thank you for watching.
Hello, welcome to Channel 99. I'm Catherine Abreu with your weather forecast. Today seems to be nearly the same as temperature as yesterday. Today's highs will be 41 degrees and its lows will be 36 degrees. There's also a wind gust at 14 miles per hour. Let's go to our 7-day forecast. Today is currently 41 degrees. On Saturday, it's going to be 44 degrees with rain. Time to get those rain boots out. On Sunday, it's going to be 40 degrees. On Monday, it's going to be 49 degrees with an overcast. On Tuesday, it's going to be 40 degrees and partly cloudy. On Wednesday, it's going to be 40 degrees and clear. Thursday is going to be 47 degrees and clear outside. That's it for our week's weather forecast. Oh, messed up like 9 times.
It was serious business for Will Ferrell today. The comedian honored a historic feat in baseball while raising money to fight cancer. Fireball took the field in 5 different Cactus League games in Arizona. The lifelong baseball fans suited up with 10 different teams, including the Oakland A's, the Cubs, the Giants, and the White Sox. Ferrell is filming an HBO special. The funds raised will go to cancer research groups. Ferrell played every position in baseball in today's games, in honor of Bert Campaneris, who played every position on the field for the Kansas City A's in a game against the Angels 50 years ago.
That's all we have for today.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday through Friday. Watch us on YouTube. And as always, have a great weekend.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Stay safe.